Hello, everybody. Good morning. Welcome in. I'm here to talk about Mercury direct in Scorpio, which happened on the 27th of November, just a day after the planet Saturn turned direct in Pisces. That's going to become important in just a moment. I'm going to do an AstroTarology intro with the guided music message. If you're interested in jumping ahead to the collective reading, go right ahead. I will put a timestamp in the description box below the video. Mercury direct in Scorpio. Mercury in Scorpio is one of my favorite placements as an astrologer. Why? Because it speaks the hidden truth. A lot of other things are ruled over by Scorpio, including death, taxes, and inheritance. So a lot of that could be coming to the surface in the collective right now, but mostly about hidden things and lies. The eighth house is what we don't see. It's about the unknown or the taboo. It's the house of the criminal and the investigator. So when Mercury goes direct in Scorpio, it can be exhuming a lot of deep down lies that have been told. As I was meditating on the energy this morning, I received a music message at the hands of one Billy Idol. Of course, the astrology of Billy Idol and how it meets up with the current astrology is just ridiculous. And I will go into that in just a moment. But as I was meditating on Mercury direct in Scorpio, I immediately heard Billy Idol say, "Eyes without a face. You got no human grace, your eyes without a face. It's such a human waste. I wasted so much time believing all the lies, trying to keep the dream alive." Well, that is definitely Mercury direct in Scorpio, especially when we have so much Pisces and Neptune involved. Saturn just turned direct after being retrograde in Pisces, and shortly hereafter in December, Neptune, Pisces ruling planet, will also turn direct. Now, Neptune is about dreams and illusions and dissolutions and addictions. And in fact, in Eyes Without a Face, it seems to me that Billy Idol is talking to a friend of his who's in the throes of addiction, and many people are right now. This could be a very sensitive reading, so if you're not in the mood for that kind of energy, I do understand. I recommend skipping the reading or coming back at a different time. Anyway, let's take a look at Billy Idol's chart. He has the sun at 7 degrees of Sagittarius. Right now, the sun is at about 4 degrees of Sagittarius. He has a moon at 23 degrees of Gemini. Can you believe it? And on December the 4th, we are going to have a full moon in Gemini at 25 degrees, just 2 degrees away from where Billy Idol's moon is. Interesting, he should be speaking to us right now, especially since Sagittarius and Gemini are opposite signs and they represent the axis of truth. And so there is a saying that one of my mentors, who's a Sagittarius, always says, "You lie to a Sag, you're done. Try lying to a Scorpio, it just doesn't happen." And when Mercury goes direct in Scorpio, a lot of those things get spoken. A lot of things that were hidden come through. He also has Mercury at 5 degrees of Sagittarius. On December the 11th, Mercury is going to, he has Mercury at 5 degrees of Sagittarius. On December 11th, Mercury will enter Sagittarius. Right now, it just moved direct again in Scorpio, working its way towards Sag. With that in mind, Billy also has Mars and Saturn in Scorpio. His Mars in Scorpio is actually at the same degree that Mercury in Scorpio is in right now. I cannot make this up. As well, he has a Gemini rising sign. Gemini, Uranus, the planet of change, is in Taurus at the 29th degrees, retrograding. It's going to turn direct at the beginning of next year and move into what? Gemini. So Billy's bringing forth a message to us in the collective that's incredibly important. And of course, we can apply that out into the collective. But as usual, the micro reflects the macro. If we're living lies inside our own life, if we're telling lies to each other, then we're going to see lies out there. And there's no other way to put that. You got no business telling lies in your personal life and then pointing to the government or anything else for the lies that are being told. They originate in here, they emanate out there. Yes, we actually have a purpose here as people, as spiritual warriors, to uphold the truth. It's part of the thing. So with this full moon in Gemini coming up, Mercury will still be in Scorpio, and it can be a release once again of a lot of truths. Now, Gemini is our community. It's our direct community. It's our friendship circle. It's our siblings. So a lot of these lies could be coming, unfortunately, within those parameters in your life. It can be your coworkers. It can be your friends. It can be your family, your siblings. The fourth house is the house of the mother, the third house, the house of the early childhood. So some lies from early childhood could be coming up as well. Eyes without a face. When I was meditating and I was getting the song from Billy, I had a vision as well. And it was like an empty warehouse room that I had walked into. There was nothing and nobody in sight. And then I caught behind a behind view of somebody who was looking in the mirror. And he was the only person in the room. And as I approached from behind, I could see my reflection in the mirror. I could not see his. He had no face, hence the Billy song, eyes without a face, you got no human grace. So it can be somebody who can look right at you and tell you a lie. Now, certainly if you're dealing with somebody who's in the throes of addictions, which is very unfortunate, it can definitely bring about that kind of contact. Right now, we have the dark moon Lilith also in Scorpio. I've talked about the dark moon Lilith at Adam on this channel, so I'm not going to do it again. But let's just say that the shadow part of dark feminine energy is rising up, and no lies can hide, especially when Mercury goes direct in Scorpio. All right, my friends, let's get into the reading. It's still actually, I'm going to keep my notes handy. There's a little bit more there. What was it? Oh, yeah. Okay, the dark moon is going to stay in Scorpio until December 22nd, the first day of Capricorn season, which is ruled by what? Saturn. Lessons learned and the prices that we pay. Let's get into the general reading. It is just that. It's a general reading, so you won't resonate with everything that I say the way that I say it. You're simply not meant to. Just take what fits for you as it does, if it does, and leave the rest behind. Also in that song, Billy Idol says, I sigh and close my eyes and wonder why I don't despise. So finding forgiveness right now, especially again with Scorpio energy around, could be incredibly difficult. The problem with Pluto is that it takes over in a karmic sense, and it again is very deep and slow moving. Forgiveness may come from the mouth of others, but not necessarily from karma, right? We have the thinking man, which always reminds me of Aquarius energy. Okay. What do we have? I wasted so much time believing all the lies. And then we have the angel of love. Well, this is bringing about that energy of forgiveness for me. So that's interesting. Someone might be thinking about coming toward you to beseech your loving energy, to ask for your forgiveness. If it's somebody who was involved in addictions of any kind in your life, this could be coming up right now. As Mercury leaves retrograde, conversations start to happen. We have Angel of Balance on the bottom. Interesting. What else do we have? Number 46 and 49. And then we have the 7th chakra, Archangel Uriel. Well, that's the crown chakra. So that could be about psychic communication happening, which is obviously happening for me, but all of this Scorpio energy happens amid a grand water trine. We also have Jupiter retrograde in Cancer, Saturn just direct in Pisces, and Neptune about to direct in Pisces. Let's get one more. All of the cards coming out are in the 40s, which tells me that this has been going on for quite some time. What else do we have? Yeah, we have all tied up. So the thinking man here could be all tied up by some kind of confession that they can't free themselves from until they speak a truth here. We'll see. On the bottom, we have the thinking woman. Okay. Mind to mind we meet. Let's get a wisdom. for whoever needs this message. Exchanging gifts. Okay, this is interesting. Now, this can be about wanting to work together, but what I'm getting more is like, you tell me yours and I'll tell you mine. Yeah, you have deep knowing on the bottom of the deck. Interesting. Okay, we'll do some astrology at the end. Let's get into the reading. We are definitely going to start with the naked heart. How appropriate. Okay. Let's take a look at this thinking man. Now, that could be you or it could be a person around you. I'm going to read the energy as a person around you, but apply it as it resonates. What does this person have on their mind? Exchanging gifts, the Ace of Pentacles. So, earth energy, they want to bring in some kind of a gift, some kind of an apology. Look what I have for you. The Ace of Pentacles is stable and solid. It's a seed that can be planted and grown over time. It could be a physical gift that they want to bring toward you. We'll see. That's been coming up a lot lately. How do they feel? How do they feel about you? There's a message coming in, the Innocence of Wands or the Page of Wands. Isn't it interesting how they call it the Innocence given the song? So it's like a spark in their heart or an ember that's just starting to come alive again. And here they want to talk to you. Maybe they have some kind of epiphany or an idea. But I feel like they're going to come toward you and be like, with this innocence, I'm innocent. We'll see. Let's see the actions here. What actions do they want to take? Yeah. The thinking man, the Nine of Swords, all tied up. Well, they're all tied up in their own guilt, trying to figure out what they can do to bring about peace in this situation. We saw the Angel of Balance, and this person's feeling very out of balance, probably because they've been telling some lies. The Nine of Swords is our mind, and it's one of our strategies to feed ourselves. And we can't see our way clear of our own tangled mind. Nine of Swords is extremely overthinking energy. Could be dealing with an air sign. We have all that Gemini coming through. How do they see you? The Three of Cups, Cancer energy. Well, they see you as a friend, maybe. Maybe they want to bring, again, some kind of relief into a situation. Nine of Swords and Three of Cups. Did I ruin a friendship? We'll see. What's the challenge? The Innocence of Cups, the Page of Cups. So the challenge could be coming forth emotionally, allowing what they're feeling to be seen. It could be that this person, Nine of Swords, the thinking man, is a lot more dominant in their intellect than they are in their heart. The Page of Cups or the Innocence of Cups is like just getting your toe wet in the water of possibility. But we have this Angel of Love up here. Potential outcome. Maybe they want to apologize with this Innocence of Cups. Keeping it pure. Potential outcome. The movement of swords or the Knight of Swords. So here they come, very nervous, wanting to communicate, perhaps wanting to speak a truth. The Knight of Swords to me is quite antsy. It's like coming off that Nine of Swords and being like, oh no, I hope what I've got works here. This could be communication. It could be text messages, digital communication. On the bottom of, oh, look who we have, the King of Cups. And the Page of Cups is what's in the challenge here. Okay. The King of Cups is the king of hidden emotion. He doesn't often let people into his heart space easily because it's very difficult to get out once you're in. And it's very, very deep. Let's go to the light sphere. Why do they have this Ace of Pentacles on their mind? Exchanging gifts, they're right. Why do they have this Ace of Pentacles? They feel guilty. The Five of Cups, they feel sad. They feel like they've lost your friendship, right? They see you in the Three of Cups in here. She's mourning over the loss of 3 spilled over cups. Behind her back, there is still 2 cups that are standing. So I don't know if this person was in a different situation and you were put into a third party without knowing. It could be. Maybe that was some of the lie. Now I'm getting a memory. I once did a reading actually quite recently for a woman who had one of the most powerful charts I've seen. She had 5 planets in her first house, which is the house of self in Scorpio. And what had happened in her situation is she had a long-term business partner who had been lying to her for a couple of years. And I said to her, she said, I know this. I already know. I said, you're being deceived. And she said, I know. And I said, well, then why are you letting it continue? And she said, because I don't want them walking away being able to pretend they're a good person anymore. Isn't that crazy? 5 of Cups, that's Pluto for you. The 5 of Cups, that's why they want to give you a gift. They feel bad. They feel guilty. They feel like they've lost your friendship. 5 of Pentacles, energetic black. Can I see the 5 of Cups? Five of Cups is Scorpio energy. And then we have the Queen of Swords, the thinking woman. Interesting. Now, the Queen of Swords, male or female, has been through a lot. This is somebody who does understand most of what the mind can do. She doesn't miss a trick. Been there, seen that, done that. But they're thinking here, exchanging gifts. Okay. Can I see the Page of Wands? Ugh, in the feelings. Let's try that again. I'm not taking a card down, but I couldn't help but see the sun, which was on the top of the deck. Leo's major arcana. And look how fun and free this sun card is. It's my Woodstock version. It's like the truth will set you free. But what I said, they're going to come in and try to bring a little sunshine to the situation. Let's see. Can I see the Innocence of Wands, please? We have a Page of Pentacles. All these pages coming through seems very hesitant to me. Now, for some of you, you could be dealing with a child. You absolutely could be dealing with your child in a situation. But this can be taking that Ace of Pentacles, right, and putting it into play. An apology, an offer. What can we make here? Ace of Swords, the truth. Let's get one more on that Page of Pentacles. I'm going to do 2. The 5 stayed on the bottom of the deck. We have the 10 of Swords. The truth shall set you free. The 10 of Swords is the end of a very long and difficult cycle of learning. Now, they could be thinking of you in this Queen of Swords energy. Like I said, you don't miss a trick. You've been there, you've seen it all, you've done it all. The Queen of Swords heart has been through a lot. And 10 of Swords right here, they're coming in and being like, but is it over? Did I lose the friendship? The Lovers. Gemini's major arcana. Interesting that, isn't it? Now, the Lovers card represents 2 parts of ourselves. This could be our past versus our future. It can be 2 different, like it's our own inner duality. Gemini is the twins. Either way, when the Lover shows up, it means there's a very difficult decision to be made. One that is really difficult, and it comes from the heart, the 5 of Cups. Let me see the 9 of Swords. So they're making a choice. I wonder what, like whether or not this is ended or not. 10 of Swords to the 9 of Swords, exactly. Oh my gosh. My friends, we have Judgment, Sagittarius and Scorpio energy. Now, Judgment is self-judgment. Look at the soul trying to get free from her body there. It is ultimately a card about reinvention or resurrection. It's where the soul rises up, regardless of what the body has been through. And speaking of that, we have the Devil showing up, Saturn himself, Capricorn's major arcana. The devil is fear, it's doubt, it's addiction. It's also the god of time and temptation. So it could be that you and this person again caught in a very, the lovers and the devil. Let me get a sip. This is intense, you guys, for a morning read. My God. I warned you all. I should have warned myself. The lovers and the devil are two sides of the same coin. The devil's number 15. When we add it and reduce it, it's the number 6, which is the lover's card in the spirit and in the flesh. And that could be why it's so hard to keep this decision. Now, let's see the devil. The tricky part about the devil, I always call this the sexiest devil in all of tarot. And the tricky part about the devil is that it's made up of your own temptations. It's custom to you. That's why you learn the lessons. So whatever that is, for this person, there's a judgment here. And the devil in the 9 of Swords. I'll clarify that, devil. On the bottom, we have Ace of Cups, self-love or not, a new beginning or not. The devil to judgment in the 9 of Swords. Ooh, freeing your soul. Let me see. They see you as the 3 of Cups, though. Ace of Swords. Truth. Okay? Now, again, maybe some of you were put into a third party without knowing it. And, well, maybe you did know with that crown chakra. But here's the truth being spoken. Look at Justice. Ooh, Libra's major arcana. With judgment and justice showing up and the Queen of Swords for some of you, there could even be legal action here. That's specific, but for some of you, justice, the Ace of Swords, truth, Scorpio, death and rebirth. Let's see the Innocence of Cups in the challenge. We have the Star. Aquarius is major arcana. The Star is about hope and healing. And like I said, it's coming in here with this Innocence of Cups now. This is very challenging. For some of you, if this is somebody in your family, a child, a relative, a sibling, this can be you hoping to be able to give them some hope, hoping to be able to pull them through whatever it is that they're dealing with. Addictions come in many forms, remember that. It's not just chemicals or substances, although there can be that with the 9 of Swords. There could be some kind of mental or emotional situation as well. Let me get one more on the Star. The Star is about hope and healing. Let me see the Star. Scorpio, death and rebirth. Okay. Let me see the Knight of Swords. So it's like that truth needs to be spoken, or some kind of apology needs to be made, or a confession before reinvention in this situation can happen. We have a 10 of Swords. And then, so what comes next? An Ace of Swords, which is the truth. 6 of Wands, fire energy. Death and rebirth, and the Star to the Page of Cups. I mean, the 6 of Wands can be about the need for a lot of attention. I don't know. Was the devil for this person needing a lot of attention from other people, needing to be celebrated? It can be a card about arrogance and ego, that's for sure, especially when I see the devil involved. And I see the Knight of Swords. Here's where that Ace of Swords comes in, and a truth gets told. Knight of Swords. Gemini energy. The 6 of Pentacles, interesting. Now they might be coming to you to ask for money. I'd be cautious with that, especially with the devil and the 9 of Swords right here in judgment. It could be. Exchanging gifts, though, 6 of Pentacles can be about giving back and forth of resources. But something's being exchanged here. On the bottom, I see the Magician. And then I see the Eight of Swords. Now be very, very careful with this Eight of Swords. The Eight of Swords for me is a card about gaslighting. So in some senses, it looks to me like they're maybe undergoing some kind of death of the ego right here. It could be. Maybe they were facing rejection from somebody else and they're coming to you. It could be in some cases. In other cases, this is a person who's growing up, right? And realizing that there are consequences to their decisions. But anyway, look at the Eight of Swords. Her perception of herself is entirely different than the reality. She's looking in the mirror, but that isn't what she truly looks like. Interesting. Eyes without a face. Let's have another one. All tied up. Her hands are all tied up there. A Knight of Pentacles. And then on the bottom, I see the Nine of Wands, the wounded warrior. The Nine of Wands is reaching. Once more, we have the Ten of Swords. So one more step to completion. The Nine of Wands is the wounded warrior. So again, maybe you've been dealing a long time, fighting hard. Whether this is a sibling, a relative, a friend, an ex, whatever the case is. This is a card about exhaustion, but reaching the end of a hard-fought-for path. The end is in sight. Underneath of that, we have the Fool, Aries Major Arcana. Next year, everything that's retrograde pretty much, Saturn, Neptune, it's going to move into Aries. And that's freedom. That's the Fool, a brand new beginning. Let's see. One more here. It could be that you're waiting for somebody to come in and give you what they owe you. Look who comes out. The King of Cups. Now, I will say for some of you, there could be children. I already said that. There definitely could be children involved in the situation. This is a good example of the King of Cups. He has his eyes closed and he has one finger dangling in the water. He's divinating his own heart. Let's get one more. King of Cups. Ace of Cups. Or the Ace of Cups, interesting. Right? We did see the Ace, I'm sorry, you guys, it's early. We did see the Ace of Cups, the Ace of Pentacles. And look at this Ace of Pentacles. It already has very viable roots on it. So this can be about you being able to have a new beginning all tied up once you get free from somebody. But be very, very careful here because they're coming in loaded up with this devil energy and it looks like they might want money or help from you in some way. Let's go deeper into the devil. Oh my gosh, the energy is, the energy is incredibly emotional. Let me see that devil. Cool. Look what it is. The Chariot, Cancer's major arcana. Again, Jupiter retrograde in Cancer right now. It's going to move direct in the beginning of next year. Will it? In April, I think it does. And that's movement forward. That's alignment. Now, it could even be for some of you with the Six of Pentacles. I mean, it could actually be for some of you, this could be involving property being exchanged, like a car, something like that. Shared property. Let me see the devil. And then the Four of Pentacles. The Four of Pentacles is a gripping energy. It's holding on for dear life. Again, I feel like this person maybe doesn't have money or they're feeling instability in their life. Three of Cups, Four of Pentacles. So they're holding on to the notion of you. And I see Justice. Ace of Cups, Eight of Wands. The Eight of Wands is movement forward. It's passionate. It's excitement. One more. Eight of Wands and Justice. Justice came out again. And then the Lover's card again. It's incredibly deep. But this person could literally be traveling toward you to provide you with something. They want to give you something that maybe they feel like they owe you, that maybe they feel will level the playing field with justice twice. Karmic justice is definitely on the table here. We've already seen Pluto twice, Lovers twice. Did they have you in a third party? What were they lying about? The Two of Swords and the Page of Cups and the Challenge. Two of Swords is a choice. Let me see that Page of Cups, because we have a Queen of Swords here. Page of Pentacles, which is in the heart. And the King of Cups for the third time. Again, this person could be a lot younger than you. In some cases, it could be your child. But in other cases, it can be that this is just a person who's trying to appeal to you on a very emotional level. Empress and the Ace of Cups. The Empress is divine feminine energy, wife, mother. Some of you it can be an ex. Some of you it could be your child. I know how difficult of a decision that would be to make. The Lover's here twice. Okay, let me go back to the blue deck for a minute. What are they going to give you here? What do they want to give you? Full of strength. There's Leo energy. This is about courage and actual strength. I see journey. And then I see the thinking woman. Again, we have the Queen of Swords here. One more. Anxiety. And then Healer of the Ages. Nine of Swords. Maybe they think you're the one who can bring them that sense of settlement or healing. Six of Pentacles. This person could be going to counseling right now. I mean, Healer of the Ages can literally be a therapist. One more. Final one. Oh my gosh, you know what? Okay, let's... Whoa. Okay, check it out, you guys. I just realized I mistakenly, because they look so similar, thought that this was Healer of the Ages, but it's not. It's the Magician in the Mirror. Isn't that interesting? Because of my vision. And the person had no face. What? But look what just came out. That is Healer of the Ages. Whoa. So they could be looking at themselves in the mirror and being like, I need to do something. I need to bring healing, peace into this situation. One more. Angel of Balance. Okay, let's go to the star codes. Let's take a look at the astrological energy in this situation. I'm going to ask how you feel, actually. This could be astrological energy in your chart, in this person's, or just overall influencing the situation. What do we have for whoever needs this? We have Mercury, messages coming through. We have Neptune, Pisces, the hidden. We have Taurus energy, could be dealing with a Taurus, but we have Uranus retrograde in Taurus right now. Taurus is also the opposite sign of Scorpio. Opposition, Taurus. And then we have the 11th house of community, Aquarius's house. And then we have conjunction or alliance, exchanging gifts. So I don't know, 3 of Cups, it could be, again, somebody from your friendship circle who's coming in to tell you a truth. We have Cancer energy. Let's do one more. There's the Chariot's present there. Let's do one more. Capricorn. There. Saturn. Interesting. On the bottom is Chiron. Chiron is the location of our deepest unhealed wound. It is the wounded healer. It's, again, what I said about the Queen of Swords. Because of what we've been through, it gives us the ability to see that pain in other people. So they could be coming to you because they know that you can see that in them, healer of the ages. And they may want, again, to have some kind of healing with you. Let's see what's under Chiron. The 5th house, Leo's house, the house of passion. Let me ask how you feel. Let's go back to the Naked Heart. I'll just get one card on that. How do you feel? So much. Movement of Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles, just as I was singing. I've wasted so much time. The Knight of Pentacles is very slow, very steady, and very well intended. So I think like you're still willing to work on this situation. The Ace of Swords was under that. There's a truth, right? And the 2 of Cups. And in the past, we have that 3 of Cups spilled over, right? And I said there's still 2 cups standing. 2 of Cups, Venus and Cancer, soulmate energy. In case you were wondering, with the Lovers and the Devil here. The Lovers twice. Let's get one more. And then we get the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands is very optimistic energy, very playful. And it could be somebody who wants to come in and take a 3 of Cups down to a 2 of Cups. If it was a third-party situation, and I think that it was, they have a truth to speak to you and they want it to be just the 2 of you now. Let's get one more there. The Knight of Wands is very playful, very exciting. We saw the Fool. Yeah, be very, very careful here. The Devil and the 8 of Wands. That's a lot of passion, yeah. But I also feel like adrenaline rush, could be addicted to each other. I mean, it can be all kinds of things here. 8 of Wands, one more. The Innocence of Swords, the Page of Swords now. Looky-loo, somebody watching you. But again, they're going to come in and communicate something. Just be really careful with that. Because what they're looking for here is some kind of help from you, but I don't think they're telling you the truth. Not with the Devil coming out as many times as we've seen. And then I see the 2 of Pentacles, one more there. Are they juggling? One more. 2 of Pentacles. Star. Energy. Again, hope, healing. And I see the 10 of Pentacles and the 6 of Cups. Definitely for some of you. Could be about a marriage, a family situation. 6 of Cups is Scorpio energy. Very strong soulmate energy here. 6 of Cups, the Lovers, the Devil twice. Ten of Pentacles. I mean, if you're sitting in the Star and the Ten of Pentacles, maybe you're quite well off. The High Priestess, Pisces energy, Cancer energy, the healer of the ages. The High Priestess, and we saw that crown chakra, incredibly intuitive. So again, you probably already sense this. Interesting. The Emperor in this deck, known as the Sky Father, well, God, but also divine masculine energy, Mars energy. We saw the Empress, mother and father, husband and wife. Ten of Pentacles, the High Priestess, and the Sky Father. Wow. One more. The Two of Wands, Strength, and the Four of Wands. This is one of the deepest connections I've seen in a very long time. Strength is Leo's major arcana, and this is about having courage to set foot down a new path. Four of Wands, celebration, getting what you want. Venus. Some readers call it the 1111 card. And with exchanging gifts and a double Ace of Pentacles, this can be about setting up a home together. They might want to move in with you. They could be coming forward. Strength. Strength is the card that beats out the devil, wanting to start a new path in life and seeing you there as the possibility for this new path or this new life, turning their back on the devil now and ready to take a step in a new direction. Two of Wands, the Magician, and the Six of Pentacles. Just don't know with this person. The Magician, the Devil, the Eight of Swords, the Six of Pentacles. Just don't trust them. I think that they're after something from you, right? Now, the Devil and the Magician put together can be an incredibly charming person. We have the Thinking Woman. Just be very careful here. Very careful. I feel like they could be coming in to gaslight you, all tied up. I'm going to go to the Angel of Love for healing. You could be the Angel of Love in this situation. Interesting. Let's get some talisman. Consider these to be like power words that you can take away from the reading with you, if they resonate, of course, like the whole reading. What do we have? Financial security. Magical power. The moon, Luna. We have a full moon in Gemini coming up. One more. Learn the truth. And then protection. The Devil twice. One more. Maybe you're being protected here. Karmic justice. Passed away negativity. And then happiness. Very clear. Okay. I don't know. It's not necessarily about romance or a love relationship in the romantic sense. For some of you, it is. For some of you, it's family or siblings. For some of you, it's a friendship group or coworkers. I'm not getting specified energy, although since we did see the Lovers, the Devil, the Six of Cups, the Four of Wands, it definitely could be a soulmate energy. With that in mind, if you're relating to it that way, let's get a romance angel. Okay. That one says release your ex. Interesting. Reconciliation. Someone from your past is returning. On the bottom, we have trust. This situation is asking for you to have faith. Soulmate. And then worth waiting for. Divine timing is at work in your love life. Person's been battling the devil. Cast away negativity, 9 of Swords. Doesn't necessarily mean that it was an addiction to any kind of outside thing. Like I said, it can be your own thought patterns, whatever that is for you. Okay. For them, however, let's get a message from them to you. What would they say? What would they say to you? I reread our texts and it hurts. I always see you in my dreams. Unbelievable with Neptune. Another one. One more. This connection is intense. Yeah. It's kind of blowing me away energetically this morning. It's so early for a reading like this. I will wait patiently for you to open up. One more. You are intoxicating. Oh, there's a lot of sexual energy here as well. Again, nothing wrong with that, but it can be a bit of a driving force here. Let's have one more. I regret hurting you, 5 of Cups. And I need time to heal myself first. So they've been working on overcoming this. Devil energy. I'll try one more time. Let me see the devil. The 8 of Pentacles and Temperance. Temperance is Sagittarius energy, the other card that helps to deal with the devil. What I can tell you is that this person is putting in the work. They are trying to heal. Oh, there was a third party. Okay, she shows herself right at the end. Now, the Queen of Swords and the Queen of Wands don't often like each other. They don't often get along. Generally, the Queen of Swords can see right through the Queen of Wands. Let's have one more. The Hermit. Virgo energy. The Hermit, the wise old hermit. And this person, I do feel that they've gone within themselves and they're trying to do the work it takes to overcome. But at the moment, if there were 2 people involved, it feels like if this is your person, they're hiding out from both of you. Very much could be. So one more. 3 of Cups. Yeah. And then we have Strength. There it is. Leo energy. Strength is about courage. Okay. They could have been involved with somebody from their work. Okay. Let's get a moon card for you. New moon in Gemini. Think it through. The new moon in Gemini would have been around June of this year, so maybe that's when this mistake happened. Last corner moon in Capricorn. Leave the past behind. Interesting. Which is not easy with Saturn energy. Okay, one more. New moon in Aquarius. Open up to change. All right, my friends, let's close this reading off with a couple of cards from the Lover's Oracle. These can come out as advice, so definitely take them only as they resonate. There's a truth coming here. That's for sure. New beginning. A new adventure awaits. Embrace it and live your dreams passionately. That truth is going to free you. Wait. Don't rush into it. Allow nature to take its course. Yeah, do that. Because they're coming at you with Devil and 8 of Wands twice. Secret admirer. Someone has deeper feelings for you than they are letting on. Soulmate. Your soulmate is already with you in spirit. Believe this, and they will manifest physically. I love that. All right, you guys, that's what I have for you. I hope it resonated. I hope it helped you in some way, my friends. I'll see you very soon. Namaste.